Hi, I'm Adam Lewis with the Deer IQ Podcast, and in this video, I'm with Tony LaPratt at his secret lair, and he tells stories about two bucks, how they used his property, and he gave me permission for the first time to anybody to show video of his actual property map. And you'll want to pay attention to a few things during the video. First, where do Tony's big bucks always bed on his property and why? Why did Tony decide to shoot one buck first and save the other one? And what did the second buck do just after one hunt? And how can all this apply to you and high IQ hunting? So let's join Tony and find out.
What I'd like to do is talk a little bit about how I harvested these two bucks the other year. This is a 14 pointer that's 7.5, and this is a 12 pointer that's 5.5. And I'd like to show you where they bedded on my property. So these big bucks always bed on the inside curve of a horseshoe of the river. And these two bucks bedded right here in this inside corner. Now they also bedded with a little 3-pointer, and they were always hanging out together. Now what happened, this 7.5, at 5.5 I was going to shoot him. My neighbor was cleaning his fence row on the back side of me, and he was burning trash and everything just before hunting season, and the smoke was rolling through my property because most of the time we got a west or northwest wind. So it was blowing through my bedding areas, and that buck left, and I didn't see him all hunting season. He wasn't using, both of them disappeared, and so anyhow, I thought he got killed. Well then, a year and a half later, in the middle of August, the buck shows up right here behind my house. That big old 14-pointer always walked right through here and would walk along the river. And there's a walnut tree right up here. And he always would cut down in that dip and stand right there to look everything over. I seen him, and I thought it was him, and sure enough, he did the exact same thing. So I knew he was back here. So what I did is I waited until it was right time. And it was towards the around the 25th of October. This is my stand location right here, and I knew they were in here. I go in very early in the morning, set all day. Anyhow, it was probably about 1:30. The 3-pointer come out, worked a scrape right here, and went out into my playground area. They love this area. And then it wasn't only about 5 minutes later, the 12-pointer came out. He worked that scrape, and I had him at 20 yards broadside, and I wanted to kill this buck because I was afraid if I shot him first, he would leave again because he was already gone for a year and a half, and I was afraid I'd never see him. So I let the 12-pointer go. Then it was a while later, and here come the 14-pointer. He come out, stopped at the scrape, and I aced him. Watched the old knock go right through him, lit a knock, perfect shot. He spun around, ran back in, and died literally 20 feet from his bed. I texted my wife, big guy down, first day of hunting him. And I joked that I still have it, you know. And so on my very first day, I got my target animal. The point I'm getting at, another thing, during the middle of the day, most hunters wouldn't even be out to their stand yet, and I've already turned down the 12-pointer and killed the 14-pointer. That night I went and got Amish because my back is so messed up I couldn't even drag it. We went in, and all I did is drove the tractor right to here with the Amish. We walked right in, grabbed the buck, and dragged it straight out the run. So I told my wife, I said, well, take care of that buck the next day, which I did. And then I said, now hunt the following day, and I'll kill that 12-pointer. I get in the stand. I seen over 16 bucks crisscross just like that first day. Everybody's right there. And then I see this buck, and the 3-pointer came out, but the 12-pointer stayed back in here, and I caught him over this way by the river. So I come out, and she goes, did you get him? I go, no. I said, he didn't come this way. He went towards the river tonight. So I said, I'll get him tomorrow. So I go back to the same stand, set all day. All the other bucks walk right underneath me. Could have shot them all. And then that buck, I seen him, and I seen him clean over here by the river again. I come up and I says, the buck has figured me out. We dragged that 12-pointer, the 14-pointer out. Now the 12-pointer, I know what he's doing. I said, what he's doing is crossing. I build a trail that sneaks across the river. I have a stand right here. and they like this field is where they're heading. I said, what he's doing is coming over and crossing right here, and this is their other favorite point to come out, right here. I said, he's doing this, and he will no longer come out this way because he smelt that where we dragged that buck out and the blood and everything. So the next day I go to this stand, I'm watching with my binoculars, and sure enough, I watch him cross the creek. He sneaks down, starts to cross the river right here, and just before it, he's broadside right here. I shot him, and he ran off and died, and I got him. And guys, if I would have shot that 12-pointer first, that 14-pointer probably would have just left. The 12-pointer hung around and gave me a chance at him. So I killed him on the first day, and I had 3 days invested in that. So like in the last, probably going close to 15 years, the longest it's ever took me in a year to shoot my target buck was three days. Most of the time I get him in the first or second day.
Okay, so if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and check out our High IQ podcast, Deer IQ, on this channel or wherever you listen. And also check out our Smart Hunting Services link below if you want to take your hunting to the next level. And I'll see you on the next Deer IQ video.